Did the club go too far? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. This week we watched Sons of Anarchy, Season 1, Episode 5, Given Back, and we've seen how Kyle was treated by the club when he had to get his club tattoos removed. He was lured into the garage. He was given two options that no man wants to hear. Two options that send shivers down the spine of anyone. Those options were fire or knife. Now, while Kyle tried to get his way out of this, basically pleading with Jackson to make Clay see sense, he was given no ultimatum. He had to choose one or the other. There was no way he was going to go out of this, and in the end, he chose fire. Now, look, we're under no illusion that Kyle did the club wrong. He did Opie dirty. He left Opie behind, and Opie ended up doing 5 years in prison. So Kyle was rightfully kicked out the club and ordered to remove his tattoos. Now, he didn't remove his tattoos, and that's what led us to this situation. However, the question we wanted to ask was, did the club go too far in the way they removed the tattoos? Did it seem too, whatever word you want to use, did it seem too cruel? Did it seem too brutal? Did it just seem too much that he had to use the fire or the knife removal method? Now, could you argue the club could have gave him a beating and then just blacked out his tattoos? Possibly. But I just think fire and knife, it just seems extreme. I mean, if you pick fire, obviously you're getting the tattoos burnt off you. That much is, for sure. But if you pick knife, then, what exactly does the knife mean? Would they just slice up your back so the tattoos are scarred? Or would they actually, cut off layers and layers of your skin to remove the tattoo? It just seems fucking brutal. And, I mean, as much as I think knife is the worst option, I mean, fire's not good either. I mean, fire would pretty much destroy your back. Your back's never going to be the same. You've literally just had your entire back burnt off, your entire flesh melted. So that is why we asked the question. Yes, Kyle should have been, he deserved punished 100%. But was the removal of the tattoos too much? Now, we put this up for a poll. We got 142 votes. 10% of you guys said, hell yeah, the treatment of Kyle was wrong. And 90% of you said no, rules are rules. So looks like 90% of you agree with the way Kyle had his tattoos removed, and that's fair enough. I'm not saying that the club were in the wrong. I just think it was very harsh. I think it was brutal, and I'm just wondering, was there another way? Was there something they could have done to make a statement and to also get the tattoos removed, but without doing it in that fashion? Because I thought it was sick. You literally see the guy chained up, and he loses consciousness while the tattoos and his back is literally just being burned. And you can smell the burning flesh. Well, we couldn't smell it, but the club could. It's fucking sick. Now, in terms of comments, Hail Caesar left us a comment saying, LOL, he left Opie at a crime scene to get 5 years prison, then had 5 years to scrap that tat. If I was Opie, he'd be dead. Well, remember me never to leave Hail Caesar behind, or else I'm going to get my back burnt off. But no, I totally get that. Yeah, he did do Opie wrong, and Opie had to spend 5 years in prison because of Kyle. But I just think it was too much. I think the removal of the tattoo was wrong. And then he just gets dumped at the hospital like a sack of shit. And you can argue maybe Kyle is a sack of shit, who knows? But for me, I'm just thinking, is there another way they could have done it? Could they have beat him up, and then just blacked out the tattoos? I don't know. Or is that the way it works? Did Kyle make his bed, now he has to lie in it? Kyle made the mistake of not getting the tattoos removed, so the club forcibly, removed them. Who knows? I think it was a bit harsh, but 90% of you think that the club was totally in the right here. So it is what it is, guys. We'll be back from your feds. I think it is one that kind of splits, the narrative. I mean, it does split. I mean, I say it's a split. It's not really a split. It's 90-10. A lot. I mean, you guys are heavily in favour of the way the club done it, but for me, it was a bit brutal. So who knows? 90% of you say the club was right, so maybe the club were right after all. Catch you in the next one, guys. Till then, though, peace.